Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Chicago White Sox March to October. In the last one, we opened up the season with 2 wins. We're 2-0, and in this one, we're going to try and complete the sweep of the very first series of the season. And not only that, but we have an opportunity to finish off a no-hitter in the 7th. But before we jump into that game, I was going to do this in the first episode, but I kind of ran out of time. But I want to just look over the roster a little bit so we all get familiar with it. So here, just look at the lineup here. We've got, pretty much the fixtures we all know about. Tim Anderson, Moncada, Abreu, the new signings of Grandal and Encarnacion, and then the young guy, Jimenez, and another new guy, Mazzara, Robert coming up, and then finally Larry Garcia. We actually have... I set these lineups, and I actually just kept them the same between righties and lefties because it really just seems like it's pretty balanced either way. There's really no reason to change it up for righties or lefties. It's not like there's anyone on our bench that's better against certain guys than other. Like maybe Zach Collins. I was thinking he might be a little bit better than Grandal against righties, but he's not really. So yeah, there's really no reason to make any changes. We do have, it's kind of a weird reserve thing that we have. We have 2 catchers on the bench and then one infielder, 1 outfielder. So I guess that's fine. It's not ideal. If I was in charge, that's one thing about March to October is you don't really have all that much roster control. So if I had the roster control, I probably wouldn't have Zach Collins on the team, and I'd probably have one more outfielder up. I'd probably have someone like Daniel Palka or somebody like that up in the bigs. But we just got to roll with what we got. It's not like it's going to be that big of a deal. It's not like our guys on the bench are really bad. We do have enough people to play different places to cover the positions if anyone needs time off. Then for the pitching rotation, it says Giolito is the number 1 guy, the ace, so I don't know why he didn't start opening day. But we got Giolito, Keuchel, Rodon, Gio Gonzalez, and Ronaldo Lopez. So we're missing Alex. I was about to call him Alex Kopech. We're missing Michael Kopech, and we're missing Dylan Cease right off the bat here. So they were both on the team. Or I guess Kopech wasn't because he was hurt, but they've both been in the bigs. But this game doesn't have them default starting the bigs, which is also fine because I know we have a chance to bring them up later in the season, so maybe they'll progress a little bit, and we'll get to see them later. So maybe they'll progress a little bit. The game will give us a chance to bring them up. It'd be nice to get this Carson Fulmer card out of here as soon as possible, too. And then we're going to go into this new thing that March to October has this year. This was their big selling point when it came to March to October for the year. It's this trade management screen. I already went through here and set some things up. But in my opinion, all we really need for this specific season is pitching. I feel like our bats can get the job done. So all we really need is to bolster our pitching a little bit. So I just put positional needs at starting pitcher, relief pitcher, and closing pitcher. And then team needs, I just did right-handed and left-handed pitcher. You can only pick 2. And then players to target, I went through here a little bit, and I'll probably be changing this up as we go. But for now, I focused on relievers, and I kind of set, I did 4 guys. I did 2 lefties, 2 righties, and then I kind of did 2, 1 lefty and 1 righty. You can see who they are, who are really ambitious, and then a lefty and a righty that are a little bit more realistic. So I went with Ken Giles. I feel like he's the ambitious one for the righties, obviously, but I feel like he could also be slightly realistic because the Blue Jays really probably aren't going to contend this year and probably within the next year or 2 either. And then I put Brandon Morrow on there, and it was actually really interesting because you can see there by his picture, they have him in AAA to start the season. I don't really know why. I don't know if he's hurt in real life still. I know he had an injury last year, but I assumed he recovered. But as of right now, he's still a really solid card. I know he's getting a little bit up there in age, 34, so he's starting to decline stat-wise. But if you see here, his overall is actually an 84. It's just that he's mad about being in the minors, so it's bringing him down to an 80. So I'm thinking maybe he's in the minors for a reason. Maybe the Cubs will look to ship him off. So I would not complain about adding that arm. And then probably the most ambitious one is Josh Hader. I like the Brewers. you can't blame me for that. But I also can see how it would be semi-realistic. I mean, it's a tough one. It's a little bit of a stretch, but maybe the game logic would see it as that, because I don't know if the Brewers are going to contend this year. They've got a little bit of a different team this year, so I don't know if they're going to be quite as good. Who knows if during the simulations of their games this season, maybe they drop a bunch of games early, so they're looking to switch things up. Sometimes the CPU does that. They kind of get a little drastic. So I'm thinking maybe if we have Josh Hader in there, there's a chance that he might get offered to us. And then lastly, Andrew Miller, another one that I could see being a little bit more realistic in real life than in the game. Just because in real life, I know he's having some issues with like location and everything. So 82 overall is probably a bit high currently. So in the game, they might not be too eager to ship him off, because in the game, he doesn't have location issues. He's just an 82 overall left-handed pitcher. But who knows? They might, kind of like the Brewers, they might end up doing worse than they thought and try to ship him out. And then next they have this players to shop screen. So players to target is who we want to trade for. Players to shop is who we could look to trade away. So you can only pick 4 players. I went with these 4. I went with Dylan Cease just because he's a little bit of a low overall in this game. And he's already 24. He's only 64 overall. We have Kopech, who's basically just a better version of him. And he's also 2 years younger. So Cease might not be too valuable to us, especially in this current March to October. Like, he's probably not going to be a factor. So I'd be fine with trading him away. And then I also put James McCann on there just because I feel like he's a relatively high overall guy to have on the bench. So if we could trade him away, that'd be cool. And then I went with AJ Reed. It was kind of weird looking through, because I'm looking through everybody here, and AJ Reed, all of a sudden I see he's 25 years old with an A potential, and I was not expecting him to have an A potential. So I was thinking maybe if he's on our players to shop board, the CPU might overvalue him, and he might be a pretty good trade piece. And then I went with Luis Basabe, the center field prospect, B potential 23. He could turn into something good, but we don't really need him because we have Luis Robert, who's basically him but better. But yeah, then the last little panel here of this trade screen is the untouchables. I really don't think this matters. I just put those 4 guys in just to kind of have something there. But obviously, if I'm going to be making a trade, I can decline trading certain people. So having an untouchable screen doesn't matter. I get why it's there, because I think all the trades are put together by the CPU. So it'll just mean that these 4 guys can't be included in the trade. But with that all being said, we're going to go right ahead into this game, try to finish off this no-hitter.
If you've just joined us, this is a story of a pitcher who's got his club in a rare and exciting situation. Heidi, can you offer some insight without violating any baseball taboos?
Well, I don't want to jinx a masterful pitching performance by saying any kind of certain words out loud, but let me just draw your attention to the number in the opposing team's hit column. Here's a hint. The number looks like a bagel, maybe a donut. Is this performance going to go down in the record books, Matt?
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Stepping up now, Adalberto Mondesi. 0 for 2.
All right, well, it looks like Carlos Rodon's having quite the day. He's going on a no-hitter here. We're up 7-0. I think it said he has 10 strikeouts on the day. So if we can manage to finish this off, that would be quite the feat. But then again, we are on legend difficulty, so you never know what could go wrong. Oh, never mind. Well, you don't want to leave Jorge Soler pitch down the middle like that, because your no-hitter will be extinct. Kind of missed my spot there with the 2-seam. I don't know. I didn't really think that I was going to be able to finish off the no-hitter because it's legend difficulty. But it would have been nice to make it at least a little further than, 1 out. But hey, that doesn't ruin Rodon's day. He's still twirling an absolute gem. Let's just... Now we don't have the pressure on of trying to keep him off the bases. So we can just pitch a normal game here. And hopefully not hang any changeups like that again. Dang, he took the changeup. I don't know how that missed the spot that bad. I didn't think I missed it. But this is all of a sudden turning into an issue here in this inning. Oh no! Ryan O'Hearn, lefty. I thought all he could do was hit righties. That should only be 1 run, though. They don't have much speed on the bases right now, but come on. Oh my gosh. How'd he hit that pitch so well? Are you kidding me? Now we all have... This is ridiculous. Take me out of the game, please. Take me out of the game. Why am I still in this game? I can't even do a mound visit because I'm only in control of Rodon, so I'm stuck pitching without a thing, with no confidence. This is rough. This is awful. That should be the final out of the inning, the nightmare inning. This game took an absolute turn. What just happened? Oh, they sent us back out? They sent us back out in the 8th after that inning. We did put up 2 more runs, so now we have a 4-run lead to work with, but seriously, 105 pitches after giving up 5 runs in an inning, and you're going to send them back out there? Alright, there's the first side of this inning. Hopefully it can go a little bit better. One thought that just crossed my mind, though, that now I'm worried about is since this was player locked, I think this was like a player boost moment. And I don't know if you can get minuses on those player boost moments, but if we do, then Rodon's season is pretty much shot, because I know how much those player boosts affect a player's season positively. I mean, last year when I played March to October, it turned Ryan Braun into almost an MVP candidate. Alright, that should be the 3rd out. We make the out at 2nd. If I get sent back out in the 9th with Rodon, then I don't even know. We should fire the manager. Alright, good. Rodon was relieved for in the 9th inning. What do we do now? Alright, looks like it just simmed to the end. We won the game. I wonder what kind of impact that has on Rodon. We still got a flame ball. Alright, what happened to Rodon? No player boost. So I'm guessing there's no plus or minus. He just kind of stays the same. We're actually getting some simulations in here, and we haven't dropped a game yet. Oh, the one game that it doesn't use the flame ball on is the game we lose, of course. Finish strong for morale boosting win for our next moment. Our first game against Seattle. All right, well, we are 9 games into the season. We've only lost 1 game so far, so this is a really good start to the season. Our projected wins have gone up to 83, so we're still not really approaching the projected wins that we need to have for the division title. We're still 9 games out, but to have our projected win counter go up by 3 already in 9 games, I feel like that's a pretty big deal. I think I'm going to call this episode there, though. Because this next moment is a little bit longer. It's a 6. We're entering in the 6th inning, so it's going to be a little bit longer of a time that we spend in game. I was thinking about trying to do more moments within each episode and kind of record for longer, but then just edit it down so that it shows less. So it doesn't really change the length of the episode. It just kind of like we do more, we move through the March to October faster. But for now, I'm going to keep it kind of how I used to. But I don't know. I might change it as we go to fit this, but for now I'm going to keep it at just that 1 game for this episode. I wish we could have done a little bit better with Rodon. I wish we could have at least taken that no-hitter a little bit further and got him a little bit of a boost, but we got the win. We escaped that game with the win. It shouldn't have been an escape. We were up 7-0. But make sure, if you liked the video, to hit the like button, subscribe to see the rest of this March to October play out. And that's all I have for you guys in this one. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.